My name is Madelyn Carlson, and I am a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with neuroblastoma stage 2A at the age of 10 months old. Thanks to the amazing doctors who took care of me, I'm now happy, healthy, and cancer-free more than 18 years later. Today, I'm going to talk to you about what pediatric cancer is and who all is affected. A lot of people have been touched by cancer in one way or another, but pediatric cancer is extremely unique because it's a lot more rare. So today, I'm going to talk about what pediatric cancer is and who's affected, the 3 most common types of pediatric cancer, and finally, who's at the highest risk for developing a type of pediatric cancer. Pediatric cancer affects thousands of families each year, but is a topic that is not typically discussed. As a survivor, I think it's really important that everyone know the basics about childhood cancer. Please follow along with the handout I've given you to learn more about this topic. Cancer. It's a word that nobody wants to hear, but according to the National Cancer Institute, over 10,000 families have a child diagnosed with cancer each year. The average age of this diagnosis is only 6 years old. 5% of cases also have a known cause, but the rest of cases are a mystery. Those that do have a known cause is gene mutation. This can cause a huge strain on the family, the parents, and the siblings, because it takes a huge toll, mentally, physically, and financially. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention states that cancer is the second leading cause of death after infancy in children. So this is a really important topic to learn about because it affects our youth population. Now that you know a little bit about the prevalence of pediatric cancer in our society, let's talk about the 3 most common types of cancer in children. Lung, breast, and colon cancer. These are 3 types that you've probably heard about because they're the 3 most common in adults. But what about those that affect children? Are they the same or are they different? Well, according to the National Cancer Institute, leukemia, brain tumors, and neuroblastoma are the 3 most common types in children. So as you can see, these are different and they must be treated differently. Michael Whitehouse and Marie Sleven of the Oxford University Press claim that neuroblastoma, the type that I had and one of the most common types, is a cancer of the nervous system, and it typically only affects children under the age of 3. Neuroblastoma, along with a lot of other childhood cancers, are typically treated with chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, or a combination of those 3. One amazing young girl who was diagnosed with neuroblastoma shortly after her first birthday is Alexandra Scott. According to her parents' biography on the Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation website, Alex wanted to help other children who were in her same position fighting cancer at the age of 4. So she decided to have a lemonade stand on her front lawn. She didn't tell people how much to give for their lemonade, but rather told them what she was raising money for and asked them to give as much as they could. She was extremely successful in her efforts, and over her short lifetime, she was able to raise over $1 million. Unfortunately, Alex died of neuroblastoma at the age of 8, but her legacy lives on through her foundation. When I heard her story, I was inspired, and I decided to have an Alex's Lemonade stand of my own through my church, and I was able to raise over $5,000 for pediatric cancer research. So as you can see, anybody can get involved in the fight against pediatric cancer. Now that you know about the 3 common types of pediatric cancer, and more specifically neuroblastoma, let's talk about some risk factors that could make a child more likely to develop cancer. It's really important to know if you are at a high risk for developing cancer because you might be able to catch it early or avoid it altogether. The National Cancer Institute says that people who are white or Hispanic are more likely to develop cancer than other ethnicities. It's not totally understood why, but those are what the statistics show. Also, children who have a strong family history of cancer are more likely to develop it either as a child or as an adult. Suzanne Caroso with the Environmental Health Perspectives also found that children who live in predominantly agricultural communities are more likely to develop cancer due to pesticides that are in the air. And finally, Christina Whitworth did a study in Southeast Texas that found a correlation between air pollutants and childhood leukemia. While there are many different types of childhood cancer, you can't really find one single risk factor that makes a child more likely. So one common rule that you should follow is to stay healthy and see a pediatrician often to make sure you are cancer-free. So now let's summarize what we learned today. We learned that thousands of families are affected by pediatric cancer annually, and that it can have a huge strain on the parents and the siblings of a child who has cancer. We also learned about the 3 most common types of cancer in children: leukemia, brain tumors, and neuroblastoma. And finally, we talked about 4 risk factors that make a child more likely to develop cancer when they're a child. Pediatric cancer is an unfortunate reality for many families, but I hope that by increasing your knowledge today about this disease, you are more aware of the impact it has on our society. I'll now take any questions you might have.
What, if any, follow-up activities have you had?
So me as a cancer survivor, I had follow-up by going to yearly visits, and I've also done 3 clinical trials to try to find a cure for neuroblastoma and a cause as to why it might happen in children. If there's any other questions, I'll take those.
How could you go about making your own Alex's Lemonade Stand?
So I learned about Alex's Lemonade Stand by their website. And so you can go on there and find a ton of information as to how to have your own Alex's Lemonade Stand and where to send the money. So what I did is I went on and found a banner that I printed out and set up a little stand in my yard, and that's how I had my first Alex's Lemonade Stand. And then through my church, we were able to set up a much larger scale lemonade stand. And you can send the money either to Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation or to your own local children's hospital. So that's something really cool about Alex's Lemonade Stand. Is there any other questions?
Where were you treated?
I was treated at Texas Children's Hospital in downtown Houston. It's one of the top cancer hospitals for children in the nation, so I was really blessed that I'm from Houston. And thank you so much for listening.